What is going on, everybody? Thanks for joining me today. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about my Tamaya Grand Hauler. Now, what I did is I had this truck for about 4 years, and I kind of documented as I was building it. I didn't document it on video, but I did take photos of the different processes from a bare frame and so on. I'm going to show you guys that and some of the things that I did during that, and I'll explain what I was doing in those photos. But roughly, I've had this truck for about 4 years now. I had one of these trucks many years ago, maybe 9 or 10 years ago, and I ended up selling it. And then I ended up getting this one in 2020 because my son was always asking me when was I going to get another one because he liked looking at it. I don't use this truck. I've put my kids on the trailer and I've kind of pulled them around the living room here and there. But other than that, I don't really use this truck. This truck primarily just stays on my shelf, and it's basically a static model. I'm going to show you guys the series, and after it, I will pick it back up, and you'll see some of the changes I've made since that video. So see you guys soon. This was the beginning layout of the frame. I started taking pictures step by step. It wasn't fully documented, so this is where the photo started. The rear end fully assembled. These actually do not use oil shocks. They're just friction shocks. They're just silver for the Grand Hauler. For the servos, I used actually very cheap eBay servos. I think I got 3 of them for 30 bucks. Plenty of power to steer and to shift. They work great to this day for the project. I ended up opening up the differentials and putting a little bit of diff oil inside to kind of help out. Nothing crazy. The front end, again, took a little time to get everything centered. I kind of they want you to bend that bar, but I did not do that. I took a lot of time with the paint to make sure it was good. At the last minute, I decided to paint around the tanks to make it look really good for some more realism. As you can see, I tried to match the paint the best I could on the tanks. Again, this truck was never built for like hardcore use. So I used an RC 4-wheel drive motor and a Hobby Wing Quick Run ESC. It's not pictured in here. I did not take a picture of it, but it's a fairly cheap ESC. Again, this truck was basically built to be a shelf queen. I don't really use it all that much. So the color that I'm doing on this truck was just a basic blue, but I wanted to make it like a blurple. So it's a gray primer base coat with a metallic blue paint, and then it is a gloss clear coat, and it kind of gives that blurple finish. So I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. So some of the changes I've made since that, not many. I did change the wheels and tires. I wanted to do aluminum wheels, but I didn't want to pay a fortune. So I found these on eBay with tires and everything. I think at the time, I believe I paid $70 for everything, for all the tires, the wheels, everything. And these are true aluminum wheels, and yes, every one of those screws had to be put in separately, which I was like, it's insane. Like all those screws, even the ones on here, all had to be put in separately. It was kind of nuts. But after I purchased them, they went up to 110, and I think I've checked recently. I think they're down to like 60 or 65 bucks. It's a really good look. And it took me a while because I was torn. I liked the truck with the full fendered look, but I also liked the open wheel look. It was a hard decision. The last truck that I had, I never ran the fenders. This one, I think I like it better without the fenders. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you like it better with the fenders or without? With these particular wheels, I cannot run the fenders because the tires are too wide. the tires actually stuff into the fenders. So I had no choice. As long as I'm running these wheels and tires, I can't outrun the fenders. But that's neither here nor there. But I mean, this is my truck. I do have a flatbed trailer for this truck. So actually, I'll hook that up and I'll show you guys with the trailer on it. So I'll try to get it into frame. But there's the trailer. And I gotta say, I think the most fun about a Tamaya build is just the initial build. Like the build on this truck is very fun. Because just like a real model, like all these have to be glued into place. All that has to be glued. The lights have to be glued on. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. It's kind of like you're building an RC, but you're also building a model at the same time. I mean, I'm very happy. I mean, my truck is basically the most bare bones Tamaya semi you're going to find out there. This is by no means what other people are doing. I mean, other people take this to like a level that I am nowhere near on. I mean, they have light kits, sound kits. I mean, they're absolutely amazing. I was never trying to be in that, nor will I ever be at that level with this truck. I was trying to build this truck on a budget. I wasn't trying to spend a small fortune on this truck. But, I mean, these are expensive to build. They're not terrible. But, I mean, the trucks themselves aren't the cheapest. I believe at the time when I bought this truck, I believe I paid $430 for the truck. And I think it was like $230 for the trailer. And then maybe between the ESC, the motor, and the servos, I mean, and the receiver, I might have, I want to say, $100, maybe $110 in electronics. So it's not terrible. So, but this truck was a ton of fun to build. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you found some type of fun in this. I had a ball building it. I've never shared this truck before. I think in a few of my old videos, you might every once in a while get able to catch a glimpse of like the old truck on the shelf. But this is my Grand Hauler, and I hope you guys enjoy it. See y'all later.